think you all must be knowing that I am from the same family where Eruch's mother came from the Satha family. Eruch's mother was my aunt, my father's sister. And when I lost my mother at the age of 5, and we were all shifted from Bombay to Ahmednagar, Baba used to come to our house and be with the family, sit and eat with the family. He would walk right into the kitchen and he would open the cooking pots and see what was going on. And he was like one of the family. My father met Baba in 1922. And it so happened that somebody came and told the family in Ahmednagar, Satha family, that a Parsi saint has come to Ahmednagar. And my father, Homi, my uncle Naushirwan, another youngest uncle Philu, and one of their sister called Gula, they went walking across the fields right up to Meherabad. At that time, in Ahmednagar, had very few houses. It wasn't like what it is today. They were all fields, miles and miles of fields, barren land, because very little rain, very seldom we had good crops. So they went walking and Baba was sitting under the tree. Baba was singing at that time when they reached there. My father said he has never ever heard such beautiful voice all his life. Baba's voice was very, very beautiful. And they went close to Baba. Baba asked them their names, from where they are, then told them to come and sit with him. And he asked them, how many brothers and sisters you all are? So my father said, we are 5 brothers and I have 4 sisters, Baba. That time Baba was not called Baba. He used to call himself Meherabad. And Baba said, no, from today you all are 6 brothers. I am one of you. So Baba got himself joined to the Satha family. And he would just come and be with the family like one of the family. Very first time when Baba came to our Akbar Press, my grandfather was sitting on the veranda. Usually in Zoroastrian religion, when people get very old, they don't do much work. They eat and sit and read the Zoroastrian prayer book, which is called Avastha, all the time long. And my grandfather was sitting and reading his prayer book. And when Baba walked into the house, he greeted my grandfather and then greeted everybody in the house. But after Baba had left the house, my grandfather called all his children and told them, don't think that he is an ordinary man. He is a very, very high soul like Lord Zoroaster. You all should respect him. And we all respected Baba from the very beginning. There was not the slightest of the doubt. We never asked any questions for whatever Baba said to us. Whatever he said, we would do wholeheartedly. So Baba used to come to our house all the time. Now the very first memory of Baba in my mind is, in 1942, my mother died very young. She was just 42 years old and she just died. And my father had other 2 daughters and 1 son. All of them had progressive dystrophy. All of them. So, Baba was sitting in the Rauri cabin, just a white mattress on the floor, reclined on a nice big round pillows. He was sitting. Then we went to see him inside. I remember in the family we had a big tonga. So all of us had gone in our own tonga to Meherabad. So Baba took me on his lap, cuddled me, and then made everybody sit. Then he tells my father, "You don't have to worry about this child. I am going to take care of her. But I order you that you should not take her to any saints, shrines, or any physicians. You have to just obey my orders and do as I tell you to do." So I was all the time under the observation of Baba. Wherever Baba told me to go and stay, whichever family it would be, I would do it. So I remember till 1949, I was staying at Akbar Press with the rest of my brothers and sisters and other cousins of mine and uncles and aunties. We had a family of 25 people in that bungalow. Every day it was a feast. So we all were enjoying our life, growing up, going to school, doing what we had to do. Days passed on and passed on. In 1949, anytime I had to leave Nagar and go anywhere else, we would ask Baba's permission. So we had asked his permission that my younger uncle is getting married, so I have to go to Bombay. And then in Bombay for some time and teach her something which will be valuable to her in life. So I joined a sewing class in Dadar. I used to stay opposite to the Nargish Dada Chandi's house because that was my father's house. I was staying with my grandmother and my uncles. And I think education must have been just an excuse. I was doing my studying work, but at that time, how Eruch is to Baba, when Sai Baba was in his physical body, Sai Baba also had a small boy who used to do work for Sai Baba. His name was Kamu. So then, after Sai Baba dropped his body, Kamu Baba, then he was called Kamu Baba. And he came and settled down in Bombay, the place named by Goregaon. It is a little further away from Bombay. And Kamu Baba had very severe cancer in his throat because he was a chain smoker. And his health was not good. I don't actually remember the sequence how for the first time I went to Kamu Baba. That I don't remember. But then Kamu Baba said to me that he wanted me to write a letter to Baba saying, "Baba, I can't bear the pain anymore. Please relieve me." So I wrote a letter. And that is how the correspondence started. And I was writing the notes which he dictated to Baba. And whatever letters came from Baba, I would take them and read them to him. I was doing postman's work for all the 5 years while I was studying in Bombay. After my studies got over, I went to Bindra house and Baba had come there. And Baba says, "How long you are going to be in Bombay?" I said, "Baba, my studies is nearly finished. I will come back. But Baba, one thing, while I was studying this garment stitching, there was some extra time, spare time in my life, and I wanted to learn nursing because I have a big family. Somebody or the other is always sick in the family. If I know good nursing, I can be of help to them." I always had an ambition that I would become a doctor, but my father could not afford to make me doctor. So, Baba, I went and studied nursing. Baba said, "Very good. But Baba, one thing has happened. Nursing exam and this garment exam are both together. So I decided I will first finish this London diploma exam because my time is getting up. And if I don't give it now, I won't be able to give it. So I have given that exam. But next semester, when it will be nursing exam time, please let me stay another 6 months more in Bombay." Baba said, "No. You come back to Pune. You don't have to give that exam. As and when the time comes and you have to serve, I will help you." So I did not give my nursing exam. But Baba has seen to it that whenever anybody in the family is sick, I go and nurse them. And nurse them well. Okay, all these things are there, but there are so many in-between time stories. Now, in 1947, India got independence. And when my father retired in 1942, it was British time. And that time, there was nothing like India and Pakistan. It was one big India. So, when this India and Pakistan became separate, the money which my father had got from his provident fund by working as a railway driver, 42,000 rupees, he had put in an insurance company called People's Insurance Company in Lahore. So all that money was in Lahore. So my father lost each and every part. He lost, and he had 3 crippled children and me to take care of. Baba is after all God. He knows everything. Each and every one's difficulties and happiness, He knows. So, He sends Adi Senior to our house and tells my father and me to go with him to see Baba. Baba had called us. So, we are driven to Meherabad. Baba was sitting in the hall. There was no shade or anything like that. It was just a structure of hall. So, we were taking out our shoes and chappals. Adi went in first and said, "Baba, I brought them." We were just about to enter into the hall. I don't remember whether it was Eruch or Adi who was telling us Baba's gestures. So Baba says to my father, "Homi, today you have won and I have lost." My father was humble, you see. He did not know why Baba is telling him like that. Again Baba repeats, "Today you have won and I have lost." Baba, my father says, if I have done any mistake, please forgive me. I don't know why you tell me like that. So Baba says, no, you have not done anything wrong. But come inside. So we go into the hall. Baba gives us good tight hug and then tells us to sit down. When we sit down, then Baba does the gestures and says, I took away your beautiful wife so young and gave you all these 3 crippled children, but then too you did not complain to God. That why have I got all these problems? You faced it. Now, today, I have taken away each and every pie of yours and made you a pauper. But still, you don't complain to God that why it's happening like that. So my father said, Baba, I'm just your keeper. You have given me the family to take care of. I never thought in my mind that they were mine. They were all yours. And I'm also yours. Why should I worry? You will do what is right. Baba called him and gave him real tight hug and patted his back. And then at that time, Sarosh Irani was also in the hall, standing in one place. So Baba looks at Sarosh and says, Sarosh, you have got such a vast business all over Ahmednagar. At that time, Sarosh uncle had the contract with the military to supply wood, coal, and I think it may be groceries or I don't know what. So he said, you got big contracts. Put him in some place, but remember, give him at least 150 rupees a month. From tomorrow he'll start work. Put him wherever you want to put him. So my father started working from the next day. And that is how we were all brought up. And Baba, when he would go from Meherabad, at that time, in the very beginning, in 42, I think there was no Meherabad, but later on, by 47 or so, Meherabad must have been there. So on his way from to and fro, he would stop at our house because our house is opposite to ST stand. And at that time, there were very few cars in Ahmednagar, mostly the Tonga and Bullock cars. So, Baba used to tell Adi to honk from far, and there was not so much of public also. So we could recognize Baba's horn and charge running to the gate to get a hug and a kiss. Baba would say, this time I'm coming back, so we would all be waiting when Baba would come, and then he would come. Sometimes he would just see us from outside and go away. Sometimes he would come right into the house and meet everybody in the house and then go. Like that, it kept on happening. Then after I was told by Baba to stay in Bindra house from 1955 onwards. I was staying in Bindra house. Baba would often come from Satara, going to Meherabad or going to Bombay, any work of his. He would come to Bindra house with 2-3 carloads of people, and we would be all preparing food for Baba and the mandli, and we would all keep ready to see Baba. Like that, things kept on happening. Then Baba, Sarosh uncle had a theatre, Sarosh theatre, near our trust office. And Baba would like to see Laurel and Hardy comic movies. So Sarosh uncle would get good movies and they would be shown to us in the Sarosh theatre at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Ladies would come in the bus and cars from 5 to 7:30 before public was roundabout. Everything would get over and we would all go out. So they would drop us at our house and go to Meherabad. And on their way back to when they wanted to go to see movie, they would honk and I would go with my auntie and all that to see Baba and be with Baba and see the movie. Very nice days, very nice days. And at that time, Dr. Ghave's father had a canteen. The canteen which was there afterwards, Baba dropped his body, everybody used to go to have snacks and drinks. The same canteen was belonging to Ghave's father. Then he became old and he handed over to some other Irani family and they were taken care of. So I remember Papa would be there in the morning. So all these things kept on happening and then I became young. So in 1957, when Baba had come to Botanical Garden, first my brother-in-law Daddy used to work in Botanical Garden as a superintendent. So we would get a very nice 6-7 room big bungalow as a horticulturist there. And Baba liked that place. He says, I have gone all over the world. This is the place that I like. Huge garden with fruit, different kinds of fruit, and flowers and trees, very beautiful place. So Baba and ladies would stay in Daddy's bungalow. Daddy would go and stay with his assistant officers. Mandli also would stay with the assistant officers because they were all bachelors. So they would have a gala time next door. Ladies and Baba would stay in this bungalow. And Naja and Rani would stay with the Bindra House family. And we would all cook the food and send. At 9:30, 10 o'clock the car will come. We have to put all the cooked food in the car and both afternoon and night food. And then it would go to Botanical Gardens. And then they would do the needful there. It would just keep on happening. Sometimes Baba would call us there. Many a times Baba used to have music programs in Bindra House. Many a times Baba would have small orphan children's feeding and bathing program in Akbar Press. It used to happen so naturally. I can't explain it to you all, how natural it was for us. Very natural. So then in 57, Baba called the whole Bindra House family to Botanical Garden. And with us, my uncle Naushirwan Mama also was there. My father was not there. Sam was at sea. He was on the ship. And then Baba tells me, Roshan, I think it's high time you got married. I want you to get married. And that's like a very wise person, I tell Baba, you know, when I used to go for my medical checkup in school, all the doctors have told me that I should not get married because all my brothers and sisters have this polio. So they told me that I shouldn't get married. But if you said get married, I'll get married. Then Baba calls, Gaver was standing little distance, so Baba calls Gaver. Gaver, come here. And then Gawar comes and Baba says, go inside and check her whether she's fit to get married or not. So she takes me inside and checks me from head to bottom.
To sacrifice. To sacrifice.
And then she tells me, now come out. So I go out and Baba is reclined on the sofa and he says, there's nothing wrong. Gawar says, Baba, there is nothing wrong with her. She is fit. So Baba says to me, I want you to get married to Sam. Do you think you are happy about it? I said, Baba, whenever you tell me to marry, I will marry. In our days, we never ask the questions to our parents that whether we don't like or we like. Whatever they said, we would say yes. Baba, I said, you say, I'm happy to do what you say. Baba says to my uncle, her father is not here present. So I represent you as her father. And you also tell me. Then he looks at Guy, my Bali Mama, Gula Masi, Manu, Meherabad, we were all there. So they all say, yeah, we all happy. So Baba says, now start getting things done for the marriage. And the marriage was fixed for 21st of March 1958.
When was it when this was arranged?
He's home, yeah.
What time?
With Sam, huh?
No, what time?
57.
And when he said
In 58 March, the marriage will be
a
performed.
year later?
A few months. So, we got everything going. Saris were given for embroidery, jewelry was to be made, this, that. And when Baba said everything is ready, you bring everything to Meherabad for me to see. So when everybody's clothes were ready, Sam was at sea. He came very late. So he did not want to get new clothes on. He says, what? After wedding, nobody wears those clothes. Those special Zoroastrian style clothes. I will be at sea. Who's going to wear those clothes? They will be just lying like that only. He said, I don't feel like buying new clothes. But I said, no, you must wear what you call So Eruch's wedding clothes were intact at that time. So we got Eruch's clothes dry cleaned and washed. And Sam wore those clothes for the wedding. It is just for a little while and then nobody wears such clothes. So these clothes were also washed and nicely taken. So we put everything in the trunk and we all go to Meherabad. When we go to Meherabad, we take the trunk in the hall. Baba is seated on the sofa. Then after he sees every sari and everything is put in Baba's hand, Baba sees to it. Very nice, this is very nice, that is very nice. When we put my wedding sari and my jewelry in his hand, that this is the sari Baba, this is the jewelry remade from my mother's jewelry. Baba says everything very nice. And he tells me to take the sari and the jewelry to the lady's side. And Baba gives me instruction, tell Mehra to wear your sari and your jewelry. I will, when I come for lunch, I want to see her wearing it. So then I take it there, Mehra wears it. She dresses like the bride with everything on, because at that time Mehra was also very thin and I was very thin too. So she wears it and Baba comes from the mandi and sees her. She's very happy. You look very sweet, huh? Mera, you very sweet. Then he tells her, go, take out these clothes, fold them nicely and give it to Roshan. And Baba tells me, now you wear it for your wedding. So, I wear my sari for my wedding. At the wedding time also, very funny things happened. Baba told me there was a Milan photographer who was Baba's photographer in those days. Very nice man, very jovial and very nice. So Baba tells Milan, you take nice pictures of their wedding, huh? Yes, Baba, don't worry. I take everybody's wedding picture. So now he comes for the wedding, and when he takes our pictures, you won't believe. People sitting close by are in the picture, and we were just white blocks. Our picture did not come, and he says to himself, if the film was bad, nobody would be there. How come? We were just like white shadows, two white shadows, and rest of the people around us were come out all right. Huh?
That is spooky.
It's very spooky.
It's all Meherabad. Yes, because
Eruch.
Meherabad.
I know.
Nobody's fault. Nobody's fault.
Picture it framed anywhere?
Did you ask Baba why it came out like that?
No.
Nobody ever asked Baba why.
So eventually, everything got finished. Baba said to us, you both go to the Milan studio and tells Milan, at least now when they come to the studio, at least you make a one good copy of their wedding picture. So we went to his studio and got one picture taken together.
Did that turn out?
Yeah, that is good. It turned out.
And the rest of the people were
But then now, Baba asked Sam, now the wedding is finished and everything. Next day, Baba told us to come to see him at Botanical Gardens. So with all our trunks full of gifts, we all go to see Baba. We went in a big horse chariot. It is called buggy. That in those days we used to have those nice big horse chariots. So we all went in the buggy. All the things were shown to Baba, whatever we got it as gift from the wedding. And then Baba asked Sam, what are your plans for your honeymoon? So Sam says, yes, Baba, I think we will go to Delhi. To see Taj Mahal. Baba laughed and tells Eruch, look at your cousin. He has gone all over the world and he doesn't even know that Taj Mahal is at Agra. He's saying that I will go to see Taj Mahal in Delhi. And Baba laughed. Sam, what will happen of you? He says. Then Baba says, listen. Since you are going up to Delhi, why don't you take Roshan to Kashmir? And at that time, from the wedding presents, in Zoroastrian people, some people only give some gifts. Mostly they give money. So the money that we had got was 3,000 rupees. So, and in those 3,000 rupees, you won't believe, we went from Bombay to Delhi to Pathankot, everything in first class. From Delhi to Pathankot, we went by train, and from Pathankot to Kashmir. We went in the flight. That was my very first air flight. So we went there. It was raining, drizzling. It was late March. So by March, it does not become springtime there in Kashmir. It still snows and rains. So when we went there, as the plane landed, it became bright sunshine. Then we went to the hotel. Because of the train journey and all that, we were tired. We took rest for that day. And from next day, we were going to see all the places in Kashmir. All these things were arranged by the travel agent. We did not have to do anything. Going from one place to another, the guides were arranged and everything arranged. We stayed in a very posh hotel called Meadows Hotel. And then from next day we started with the guide, seeing all these places. Every day it would be bright sunshine. We were there for 20 days. Every day in the evening when we would go to the big dining hall, the waiters would say, "Ya Baba, बहुत अच्छा नसीब है तुम्हारा. ऐसा तो कभी नहीं. Means it never happened that at this time of the year such bright sunshine. All those days we were there, it used to be beautiful sunshine. And then the day we were to take flight, it started drizzling. Goodbye sunshine, come back sun rain. And then we went.
What? Baba was spoiling you.
Yeah. When he wants you to enjoy, he sees to it that you do.
He gave me a trip to India.
Like that?
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Very good. So, then we go back to Delhi. Another Baba lover at that time by the name of Eruch Mistry, who used to stay in Simla, had come for some work to Delhi, and he came to know that we were going to come back in Delhi. Before we could say something, he knew that we would not break Baba's order. So he asked Baba about the permission of taking us from when we returned from Sure, why not? And we went to Simla there. When we came from Kashmir, we went to Simla.
Police asking if anybody is give right to Margaret that she can stay
What is
here.
your name? Are you feeling shy? Come, go bow down to Baba. Let's go. Sorry? Okay. So then we went to Simla. After coming from Kashmir to Delhi, we went from there to Simla. So stayed there for 3-4 days, came back, and then we went to Bombay. As we reached Bombay, at that time in 58 when Baba came to the West, Baba was within few days was coming to West. So he had written to other cousins who were staying in Bombay that we should all go to see Baba at the airport. And at that time, there were no restrictions whatsoever. Anybody and everybody who was, even if one person was going abroad, there would be 25 people going to say goodbye to him. So there was a big Baba group of Bombay. We all went to the airport to say Baba, bye bye, come soon. So we went, and then everybody had darshan because you have to go 3 hours, 4 hours earlier for the airport. We all saw Baba, and then I went back to Pune. Then after Baba came back, he came back to Bindra house, saw us all and went to Meherabad. Very nice.
When was Baba coming? We went to airport. When was Baba coming? What was he doing?
Baba came to America
America.
and then had a big darshan in Myrtle Beach that time.
I do understand.
Yes, that's it. And then in 1959, I had my first daughter born. She was called Mera. She was called Baba named her Mera. When I was 7 months pregnant, in Zoroastrian religion, they celebrate the 7th month. Yeah, they call family, we have a big dinner, then we distribute sweets to the families. And mother of the girl puts all kind of grain, coconut, all kinds of dried fruit. The girl is given new sari, new clothes, and then the mother gives all these things to the daughter. You have to wear a sari, held your pallu like that, and then mother puts everything in your sari. And then you have to bow down to your mother, and then go and take Baba's darshan and come round. So Baba said, that ceremony I will do for Roshan. So Baba comes and sits in Bindra house on a sofa and tells Karma, keep everything ready. So everything is ready in a big thali. Then Baba gives me my new sari in my hand and tells me to go and get dressed. So I put on my new clothes and come to Baba. Now Baba says, open your sari like that. So I held my sari and whatever was put in the plate, Baba puts it on my sari and puts on kumkum and gives me a coconut. And then from his pocket he takes out one silver old-time rupee. British time there were silver rupees. So he takes out that rupee from his pocket and puts it on my hand and tells me that when I start getting pains in my stomach, I must keep that rupee all the time in my hand when I go to hospital. So I had a handkerchief with me at that time. I take out that handkerchief and wrap that rupee in the hanky. And then Baba says, give it to me. He takes it in his hand and he gives me. He says, keep it safe. And then he tells everybody that when the pain starts, she will to take my name, but all of you in the house should take my name till she gets relieved. 24 hours, no break. So, and he tells Eruch's mother Taimai that when it is time for her to go to hospital, you stay with her all the time. So, we had already taken permission of the doctor that she can come inside with me. And she stayed near me all the time. And she was chanting Baba's name all the time. And when the baby is born, Guy Mama is saying Baba, Baba, Baba. So what the nurses are saying, no, it's not a Baba, it's a baby. So then everything is nice and nicely done and completed. I go home and within 20 days Baba comes for the summer vacation. The daughter was born on the 21st February 1959 and Baba comes earlier that year to Guru Prasad. And every day Baba would come to play with her in Vrindavan. Every day. Every day. It's
Where is the rupee?
Rupee is in India. And safe deposit locker with my wedding jewelry.
Did you still, you were holding it, but did you still have pains?
Oh yes.
I thought maybe it would be a nice anesthetic.
No, anesthetic.
You still have pains.
I have to wonder what kind of work Baba was using. You were being an instrument in some of Baba's universal work.
Baba said so, that he wanted to bring back his lovers, whom he had promised that he will bring them back in this very advent. So he says, you have to bring up these children to be worthy of my service. I have not given you these children for your own sake. I have brought them into this world for my work. And Baba even gave me instruction that I should not even I, but nobody in the family should ever kiss the child. Only he will kiss her. Baba said, whatever energy I have put in this child, if anybody kisses her, will become less. So nobody kissed her. He said, if you feel like giving a kiss, like how you smell a rose, like that, you just take a step.
That must have been hard.
Very hard. Very hard. It was hard. And another thing, never to beat or scold this child. If you do that, you will be doing it to me.
Oh, what? Never to be.
Well, I mean,
Discipline.
Then when I had the second baby, Baba said that she's also very special. I can kiss that child, the second daughter. Yeah. But I should not beat or scold any of them.
So were you never allowed to kiss Mayra at any time or only when she was a baby?
Not any time.
So today you have never kissed her. Wow.
she got married.
That is the time I asked Mera, she wants to get married. And Baba to said that she cannot be kissed. And now whom am I going to ask? You are the one to give me permission. So she says she has to. If she is getting married, there is no go.
University.
And when was this that Mayra said that?
Mera was in her physical form.
Yes.
When my daughter got married.
She was. Yeah.
So she got married.
So, but you still can kiss her.
No.
But her husband can.
Yeah, but thank God. He won't be there anymore. He is in England and she is in India.
Not a good husband? Good.
Something was better than nothing. I think little Shehryar was to be born. That must be the only reason she must have got married. Baba alone knows. I don't. We have nobody to say such things to anybody. So anyway, so then Baba would come every day to play with this little girl. And Francis Brabazon was with Baba at that time. And many a times he would say, "Oh Baba, lucky baby, lucky baby." I feel like dying now and coming back.
One die.
And Baba said, "You have got plenty of work of mine to do. You are not going so soon." Many a times when Baba would come to Bindra House or Akbar Press after dinner or lunch, whatever it is, Baba would ask us to sing to him. All of the family people, we all had very good voice. We would sing to Baba.
Sorry, the way because we're going to Meherabad, it's an Akbar Manzil, I saw it.
Akbar Press.
Oh, that is the same one.
Yes,
Yeah, same.
Same,
I
yeah.
said that Baba used to come there.
Yeah.
Why we don't go there then sometimes? I pass all this by bus.
Yeah, it is very old house.
Yeah.
And after we got married and my sister died and one of my cousins died, other cousins of mine did not take care of that bungalow. It's become like a ruin now. And now first my uncle was staying there somehow, but now my other cousins have put a lock to that house. And they have sold the land and the property. That is the property where very long ago when Baba used to come often to our house, my youngest uncle said that Upasni Maharaj came from Sakori and Baba Jan from Pune came to Ahmednagar. And Baba, Upasni Maharaj and Baba Jan, all these three great ones got together in our garden, sat under a tree, and then they took a walk in the whole of the compound. They walked the whole compound.
Where is that?
I don't remember the year or anything.
No, I mean, where is
I think it is written in one of the books of Balnatu. Because one of my uncle who has heard Baba speaking is still alive. He's 100 years
I
old.
was by him last year.
Huh?
She won. I went by him. Yeah, and me.
Yes.
That was beautiful, our Baba.
So
Rose.
he is still there by his Baba's grace. But not in the bungalow. He's been moved
house.
from the bungalow to one of my other cousin's sister house.
He has a beautiful house now.
Yeah, that house I am talking about.
Where?
That is Akbar Press.
That is Akbar Press.
Yeah, that is Akbar.
In front of taxi stand.
Yeah, in front of
I went 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. So those cousins of mine have sold the house. But they are trying to break down the house. But somehow they can't break it. There are some government rules and restrictions coming in the way. Things cannot happen. I think it is also Baba's wish.
I think so.
He doesn't want this house to go away.
And it was in that house where the three puppet masters.
That was in the
Not
card.
in the house.
Behind the bar. I've been there too.
There used to be a beautiful garden in front of our house. There used to be a small gate, and on either side of the gate there was a nice path made from the gate to the house. And on the either side of those fences were beautiful flowers we used to grow. Beautiful. And that house is now in ruins.
Is that in Pune?
No,
Ahmednagar.
Ahmednagar.
Look, I think you went too. She reached her.
And Roshan Mama said, if you want to come and take charge of this house, you come and stay here. How can I leave my family and my work and go and stay there? They are not going to take care of my family. I have to work. for my family. So he can't help it either way.
Roshan did not give you any instructions for yourself.
When my second daughter was 1 year and 15 days old, she had very severe smallpox. She nearly died, but it was Baba's grace that she is alive. So, when she got cured from the smallpox, the orders that Baba gave me was that this child should never, for 3 years, she should not be given any fish, anything that has got fish. So for 3 years, we did not give fish to the little girl. And after that, when Baba came to Guru Prasad, he fed himself the fish. And then he said, now you can give the fish.
Beautiful.
How old is the movement?
When Sam used to go to the sea, Baba told me that I should never worry about him, because just after my marriage in some time, there were India-Pakistan wars used to happen. And then this ship also would sometimes come to India, sometimes go to Pakistan, and things would happen. So Baba told me that I should never worry about that. So before he was to go back to the sea, I don't remember the year, but Baba said to him, Sam, when you go back to the sea, you must keep on writing me about your whereabouts, where your ship is going from this port to that port, from that port to which port you will be going. You let me know your whereabouts. Before the 18th of February, first though Sam was saying that, Baba, I'll go after your birthday. I have never stayed in India for your birthday. Baba says, no, go back to the sea. So he went and he sent the telegram to Baba saying his whereabouts. The telegram reached Baba on the 18th of February, and on that day the ship ran aground. There was a big storm between Dhaka and Casablanca, and the ship went right on the rock, and they got stuck on the rock. They could not come out. But when the high tides came, somehow ship came out of that rock. But when it came out, it started flooding the engines and portholes, because it had gripped the ship. So Sam telegrammed the port people saying there is danger to the human lives. So they sent the towing boat and dragged the boat from the sea up to Casablanca. And then they took it on the dry dock. As soon as the ship was put on the dry dock, all the plates that got smashed just fell off. When the inspectors came to inspect the ship, they said it's a miracle that the ship plates fallen off here. If it had it could have fallen off in the sea, but it is miracle that it has come up to the shore. They just fell off. So all these things Sam sent the description by telegram. So when telegram went to Baba, Baba said to him that For this the reason I was telling Sam that I should know his whereabouts. And then Baba sent blessing to all the members on the ship. My nazar is on you all. So, on that ship there was one engineer, some Madrasi fellow. They all the officers sit on a big, huge dining table and have that dinner and lunch. So, when they got saved and they were in the port, he's telling the captain, you see, I've never ever eaten beef in my life. Maybe that is the reason why we are all saved. Then Sam tells him, you don't worry. I have eaten so much of beef in my life that it will suffice your not eating it. But though I think it was only Baba's blessing that saved us. Yeah. The day Sam met with an accident. In India at that time there was a big drought and we had to go to buy our milk on a ration card. Every morning if you had 2 children you will get 2 liters of milk because you have 2 children. So I would go to buy my milk every day at 5:30 in the morning. I went and bought the milk. I had 4 bottles in one stand. I had a stand in which the 4 milk bottles would sit. So I came. I put the key in my door to open the door. I don't know how. I just fell with all those 4 bottles. My doorstep was full of milk and the glass. Now what? Then, anyhow, I was very disgusted. I opened the door, went in. As soon as I went 2-3 steps, I had a beautiful Baba's picture hanging on the wall. Attack! It went down. And all the glasses were crushed. Oh Baba, I said, but when I fell, for the first time in 24 years of my life, I broke my first wedding bangle. When I fell. Yeah. And this is the second bangle from that time onwards I am wearing. Everybody asks me why I wear only one bangle. I said I like to wear only one. So I was feeling very bad about it. So quickly, I wrote a letter to Baba what happened. Baba, I am very sorry your photo fell down and it all got crushed and it got broken. If something has to happen, I am just letting you know, please save us from that. And then we received the telegram of Sam's accident. It was very tough. Baba is great. He took care of everything. He puts us through he's a very taskmaster, very strict master. He puts us through the test, but he sees we come out of flying colors. He helps us also.
We're spilling the milk that Baba's picture was connected to the ship.
Accident, yes.
She said that. Oh my.
Yes.
Husband had accident that moment or no?
Yeah, no, that moment.
He died.
No!
Accident.
Accident. He's in Boston.
Oh, he's still alive?
Seeing the leaves change. Rochelle, will you sing a song?
Sure. First we will sing Bujave Naravini. Because when I was a little child, Baba said to me that when I was Lord Zoroaster, he had given the Zoroastrian one prayer to sing, one prayer to utter, which is called Athavarya. And then in this Advent, Baba has given us this Bujave Narati. It is so powerful that if at any time we have any difficulty, we have to sing this arti and ask Baba's help. So let us sing this arti. Baba said when Baba was Lord Zoroaster, he would go and sing it into the mountains. And there is one person now in Mahabaleshwar, his name is Homi Satha. At that time, Koyar was staying in Satara where Baba was staying. So he would go and sing it in front of Baba. Baba wanted him to sing that song. There were times when Baba wanted to listen to some particular thing. So this was the song. And he liked it so much that he sent Homi Satha to Bindra house for 8 days to just teach us how to sing this song. Avtar Meherabad